any business dealing with them. He had no explanation as to why the millions were transferred into his company's bank account, but observed that those payments, whether from buffer stock or from third parties, were made into Saltina's account on the instructions of his then boss, Hanan Abdul Wahab.
Exactly. So it means that...
So he has his company.
Yes.
Money is being paid. He doesn't know who is paying. Some of the companies, he has no idea who are behind them. And the monies are coming in.
Yes.
All he's waiting for is to get an instruction from his boss to wire the money to
exactly
his wife's company or his... Yeah.
Very good. So, you see, that's why I was telling you that. Now, because of this internet banking things, there are different ways that one can be doing this thing at his comfort. So and mostly the banks sometimes permit company accounts to be having internet banking platforms that sometimes the signatories to those accounts are those who have access to this platform, and they do all kind of movement of funds in and out. You understand? So it is either this CEO was the one who was having the access to that platform and operating it himself at the comfort of his office, or he had a rep in the bank who was doing it on his behalf the moment he gets to know, because he is the one authorizing the payments from his end. So he knows when monies or checks have been signed that today I have paid company A. And at most by 3 days, a check is cleared once it's paid into the account.
He says, according to the AG's account, at paragraph 18, that whenever such payments were deposited into Saltina's account, he was prompted by Hanan to expect the transfer and was later instructed on where to move or transfer the funds.
Exactly.
In effect, Saltina became a conduit for Hanan Abdul Wahab and his wife to steal buffer stock funds without easy detection.
Simple. So everything that was happening there, he knows it. He is aware. And imagine, how can you be paying a company for no work done? You are dealing with suppliers, people giving food and other things to schools, among others. And upon their doing that, you pay them. So how were you paying companies or other persons who delivered no service or supplied nothing? If the money were to be your actual money or pocket money, would you have been giving it to people without no work done? You wouldn't do that. But because the money is for the 36 million people, you think that you have every right as a party rep, as a chief executive officer, to tamper with it anyhow, anyway. The law must take its course. The law must sincerely take its course. I strongly believe, and I wish to see this case ending at most 6 months time. 6 months. At most 6 months.
Very interesting.
No, yes. There are some judges who will tell you.
It's impossible.
Oh, no,
I can tell you that. It's impossible. Don't sit on another TV and say it. It won't happen.
No.
It won't happen.
Relax, senior. Relax.
It won't happen.
Relax.
You are saying you wish. You are not. I'm just drawing your attention to it.
Kpemka, at your time under Godfrey Dame, you were seeking to pass this law for daily hearings of these cases.
Yes, I'm aware.
So if a case is being heard daily, 6 months is even too long.
I can tell you that you can hear cases daily and then 1 year you won't conclude. They are complex matters. I'm saying it's not possible.
Okay. If you are thinking about interlocutory appeals that will come to intervene.
Absolutely.
People are talking about this Edubuahin case.
Yes.
Where the judge has taken a position.
Yes.
Where all the so-called attempts to stall the case, he has frustrated them.
Yes.
To the point that eventually Atachian
has to walk out of
had
court.
to abandon, walk out of the courtroom. You know, the suggestion is that elsewhere, you allow the case to end, and you get after judgment, you can do the appeal and raise all the other issues.
Yes.
It won't work.
Let him go ahead. It doesn't come to me. Where it comes to me.
No, but
I've come to you now.
No, you see, Samson. You phrased your question in such a way that you are likely to distort my line of thought. But I'm not going to be distracted at all. I'm going to remain focused. I want to deal with the issues. First, my preliminary remark, Samson, is that any person born here in Ghana and is a Ghanaian who is against the fight against corruption or who supports corruption or looting is an enemy of the state. That's my preliminary remark.
Yeah.
Any person.
There's a proposal that we should actually make a law that when the people are arrested and the people who mess up at the investigating offices, they should be arrested.
I'm moving on from there. See, what I'm saying is that any person, be you MPP, NDC, or whichever political party, if your duty is to fight against those who are fighting corruption, you are an enemy of the state. And perhaps you are either possessed by witchcraft or sorcery. But Samson, this is my worry. The most important thing to do in life is to ensure that there is procedural and substantive fairness in every criminal trial in Ghana. You must ensure that the concept of fair trial, which is enshrined in our constitution, is at all times upheld to the latter. Anything other than that, for me, is a slap in the face of justice. So my preliminary comment will be that the officers of the court, including the prosecutors, not limited to the Attorney General, must ensure that at all times, whatever you do, comply with the dictates of law, however benevolent your intentions are. What's your complaint? I'll come to that. Samson. The AG should not be holding press conferences. Let me take you to LI 2423. Open it if you have. LI 2423. And I'm going to read a portion to you. Okay. LI 2423 is the Legal Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules 2020. Okay? Let me take you through Rule 40F. Now, listen to this. Except for statements that are necessary to inform the public of the nature and extent of the action of the prosecutor and that serve a legitimate law enforcement purpose, A, the prosecutor must refrain from making extrajudicial comments that have a substantial likelihood of heightening public condemnation of the accused. LI 2423, 2020. Very clear. Regulation 40 to FI. Very clear and unequivocal. Any attempt, any statement, any utterance, conduct on the part of a state prosecutor that has the likelihood of giving out an accused to the public to be consumed is not accepted by this particular rule, which is guiding us as lawyers. Corruption thrives in darkness. I'm just putting this across. This is a law. If we do not want this to be in our books, let's take it out. Right. Corruption thrives in darkness. So long as it remains there. Hold on, Samson. Yes, go on. Because you see, as I spoke about, procedural fairness is equally important. Otherwise, one of these days, you hold these press conferences and out of anger, somebody will meet a person and shoot him. I tell you. Because the things I read in social media by commentators and even people of so much substance in society about the facts that were churned out by the Attorney General against specific persons. People are so much impregnated with anger and pent-up feelings that the persons mentioned, if they are met on the streets, can easily be killed. I'm being very honest with you. So we ought to be very careful and balance our search for justice and our utterances so that individual rights and liberties will not be curtailed in the course of trial. And Samson, I'm moving on. Just hold on a bit, please. On this bit. I have cited a particular law. Yes. Unless it has been repeated, which is not. Yes, so I want to get to that law. I'll get back there. Yes. I want to get to that law. Yes. You had an anti-corruption action plan from 2015 to 2024. Actually, it was done in 2011. In that action plan by the state, it said that you need to shine the light on corruption because it is corruption cases, because it is part of the way to effectively fight corruption. Yes. Are you saying that Ghana is better than America and elsewhere where the DA's office will make such announcements about cases they want to take to court and actually literally indict the people? Samson, I'm very surprised about the comparison you are making. You see, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the Attorney General telling us that I have charged a particular person with these charges and I'm putting him before court. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that. But when you make conclusive determinations of guilt before trial.
Before
That's
you
law.
file the charges.
Before trial, is that law?
Before you file the charges.
And you make conclusive determination, you think that is law? Samson, I don't agree with you at all. That is not law. You cannot make prejudicial comments about a matter you are here to take to court and make, even I heard him loud and clear, and I think he was completely wrong at law, to say that you will confiscate property during trial. You can't do that.
No, I think it's seizure. I mean,
he used confiscate, that during the trial, they will take steps to confiscate the property. It's wrong. You cannot do it in law. You can only convict. And on the basis of the conviction, you go for confiscation.
But you understood
But you
what you
cannot
were
do
saying.
it. Yes.
You understood what you were saying.
Yes, I'm saying that the statement he made was incorrect.
But later on he says see.
So you see, I say these things because, as I indicated, you may have a very nauseating set of facts, very annoying set of facts. And I could see even Samson's face this morning that he's so much irritated by certain circumstances.
I have read some of the Auditor General's report.
Which I agree with you.
The forensic audit that Auditor General has done.
Hold on.
I have read it.
You see,
I have no reason
Samson,
to doubt the Auditor General
Samson, have
until
I said
the other person overturns the
Have I said that
verdict.
you have a reason to doubt?
Yes, so that's what the Attorney General has done.
I'm making the points one after the other.
The Auditor General says,
And I'm saying that, my
Mr.
brother,
SCB entry has stolen
it is very
8.2
clear.
million. The Auditor General says, together with Gifty Owari Mensah, they have stolen or misused 2.2 billion. Why should I disbelieve that?
Have I said you should disbelieve it?
And
Is that what I have
what's the wrong in saying
I am saying that the final pronouncement as to the guilt of all accused persons is by the court. Whatever you say and whatever I say will not constitute the guilt of an accused.
What about what the Auditor General says?
What the Auditor General says does not constitute the guilt of an accused.
Until overturned.
Yes, I'm saying that it doesn't constitute a guilt until the courts, where you now take the person to, find that indeed, and in fact, what the Auditor General is saying is correct. When the courts have come to that conviction will arise.
Auditor General
Again,
report,
let me state
they
this.
follow search
What is
charges
the
and
import?
disallowances, and people go
What is
and
the
pay.
import? What is the import of?
So it's a verdict.
What is the import of Article 19(2)(c) of the presumption of innocence? What is the import of it? What is the import? Article 19(2)(c): a person charged with a criminal offence is presumed to be innocent until he has pleaded guilty or the court has proved that he's guilty. What is the import of it? So as soon as you file charges and you have your set of facts, you go to town and say that the person is guilty.
But he didn't.
Is that what the law says? Look, for me, what the Attorney General
Did you hear the Attorney General say?
He's come to that conclusion.
Wait, hold on.
He's come to that conclusion.
Hold on. When he
Without a
began,
shadow of doubt.
when he began.
He's come to that
So
conclusion.
just a
That's the
second.
danger.
Just a second.
That's the danger.
Just a second. When he began, he said that you need to be patient with me. Some of the things that Ora brought were complaints.
Exactly.
Complaints cannot constitute the basis for prosecution.
Exactly.
So they had to do examination and do investigations. He said some of the investigation. He mentioned Buankra and says so far the investigation has shown that there is nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Then he mentions the DRIP project. He doesn't say he's going to prosecute anybody, but he says, I've asked people to return money over invoicing and all of that. Then when he mentions this book, he says
Even that one.
This is our investigation and assessment. Anything to change.
That they should pay.
I'm saying even that one, go and check it. Certain revelations are coming out. Whether all the money in that contract sum or in the invoices were paid, for you to talk of refund.
What do you know about that?
I'm saying that, check out. But you are a reputed journalist.
No,
check
since
out.
you know, tell us.
Check out. You see, a lot of revelations will come up. I have said it time and again that at my small corner in my law firm that I'm struggling. One thing I want us as Ghanaians to do is to collectively fight graft. There's no doubt about it. But as I said, procedural fairness.
Oh, of course.
Hanging people and giving them out to the public to consume them with fury is dangerous to our democracy. Samson, let me draw your attention to something. Even you yourself, you made some preliminary comments about a matter that I'm lawyer for one of the accused persons.
See.
Mustafa Hamid, for example. There is no charge where a special prosecutor says Mustafa Hamid has used a company to launder money anywhere. There's no charge like that. There is no charge against Mustafa anywhere.
is not alone.
No, hold on.
Mustafa is not
you
standing
made
trial
reference to
alone.
Mustafa. There is no charge like that. Number two, there's no charge that Mustafa has
I made reference to the Mustafa Hamid case.
Hold on. There is no reference to any
case.
set of facts in that case that says that Mustafa has acquired any property. The special prosecutor hasn't said so. And again, even in that case, it's going to be very interesting. Even assuming without admitting that they succeed in establishing the set of facts in that matter, that money they are seeking to retrieve does not belong to the state. It doesn't belong to the state. Mustafa Hamid has not been charged with taking 1 cedi from government. 1 cedi. In all the charges, there is not one single charge that says...
The Republic versus Mustafa Abdul Hamid. The Republic versus Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others. The Republic has filed 54 criminal charges against officials of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, and several associated companies for alleged large-scale extortion, abuse of public office, and money laundering, totaling 291.5 million and USD 332 million, and respectively. The accused are alleged to have extorted hundreds of millions of cedis and foreign currency from bulk oil transporters and oil marketing companies under the guise of official duties, and subsequently laundered the proceeds through property acquisitions and business entities to conceal their illicit origins. The accused persons are Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Jacob Kwamina Amua, Wendy Newman, Albert Ankra, Isaac Mensah, Bright Bediako Mensah, Kwekua Boaje Aqua, Prop Nests Limited, Kerl Logistics Limited, and King's Energy Limited. Vehicles, including tanker trucks, fuel stations, houses, apartments, and parcels of land valued over 100 million have been seized or frozen pending trial.
So this is the fundamental point I'm making. I'm saying that Mustafa Hamid, I've not spoken for others because I'm not their lawyer. And I'm saying that none of all these things you are talking about refer to him. The tankers, the properties, the company, the loan, none. None. What the prosecution is saying is that he's alleged to have collected, of that amount of 300 million, he's alleged to have collected 24 million from one of the accused persons. That's what the prosecution is saying. So all that, you just hear the thing in the media and you go hang the person when you haven't even interrogated the facts. So, Samson, what I am telling you...
When you read the facts,
what I'm telling
once again, let me state that my reference is Mustafa Hamid's case.
Yeah, that one is true.
Because he's the very popular figure, his face is on that case.
You see, but when you speak that way,
there is money laundering, there is money laundering, there is extortion, there's abuse of office.
No, but that is where you get it wrong. You see,
let's go for the prominent.
Okay, yes, go on.
I need to conclude, but
yes, go on.
Let me say this: that I have not heard anybody from my side of the political divide who has actually said that they shouldn't try anybody for any offense committed, or organize people to go and say that don't agree for somebody to be tried. I said that person to be arrested.
All over
anybody who makes any such statements to be arrested.
Yeah.
To say that that's subversion of justice. Okay? So we are all out to ensure that we build a nation. And the APP, there are former government officials of NDC who were convicted and they are serving sentences. Didn't it happen? So why will there be a change of government and you now say that you will not account? Everybody must account. But the accounting must be done through procedural fairness.
Yeah, procedural fairness.
You don't derogate from the dignity of the person.
Procedural fairness.
Read Article 15 of our Constitution.
Whether
or not you are arrested,
what do you want?
Be treated with some dignity.
What do you want them to do? What do you want the Attorney General to do in his press series? Hold on, let me ask a question. In his press series, when he has such evidence that we have been sharing parts with you, he speaks to documentary evidence from bank accounts of buffer stock revealed that between September 2018 and June 2024, buffer stock transferred a total of 78 million to Sultina Enterprises bank accounts at EcoBank and Republic Bank respectively. The payments were supposedly to pay for food supplies made by Sultina Enterprise to schools under the school feeding program. He points out to you that Sultina Enterprise is an entity owned by James Etieku Apau, who applied to become a licensed supplier to the Buffer Stock Company. This application was approved by his boss, Hanan Abdul Wahab, knowing very well that his approval placed James Apau in a conflict of interest situation. He is also working for the same entity, yes, and these approvals are happening. Yes. What do you want the Attorney General to talk about? He has verified records, including way bills and store receipt vouchers from Buffer Stock, which indicate that only 27 million out of the payment to Sultana Enterprise were backed by supplies. The people they are speaking to are confirming all of these things. And he says that Abdul Wahab and his wife interrogated and they corroborate some of these claims.
These things you are talking about should be presented to the court. Present it to the court. Let the court determine the authenticity. Remember one thing that is going to happen. Look, their legal team will also raise certain issues. Don't think that you just go and then say these things and then you go home and sleep and they'll become factual. The legal teams will say some things. Look, Samson, as I indicated, at the end, you recall that I sat here. If you recall, myself and you, and I made a certain statement a year ago or two when some people were convicted. If you recall, I said that it was a warning to those who were occupying what?
That's correct.
Public offices. I said it here. And that everybody you have to act with decorum and ensure that at all times you act with fairness. I want even my own government officials that they should be careful what they do.
Even when you were in office, you were issuing that call.
I repeatedly said it when I was in office.
You and Alfred Chiayeboa. I remember that.
And I still stand by that. But I'm saying that procedural fairness, I just want us to be very careful. Look, Samson, have you monitored social media after the press conference? The names that people have called Hanan, he was, indeed, he may have had properties that Attorney General is pursuing him to account. Yes, I don't have any problem. But before he went into, Buffer Stock as CEO in 2017, he was quite successful. Even before he went there, he was quite successful. So
who was quite successful?
Hanan.
Okay.
Quite successful. I knew him to have very, very, very big properties in Tamale before 2017.
Okay.
So people shouldn't think that everything that he's gotten is as a result of his stay at the place. Some he may have been as a result of his being a chief executive, which will be proven by the state. But he wasn't a pauper at the time. That's what the context we should put it. You see, Samson, me, as I said, you mentioned all these amounts. I've never heard, not seen, no. Some of them I haven't heard before. I sit at my small corner and do all the sweat every day. But my fear is how accused persons will be treated by the public before they are convicted. And when you are convicted, we go after your assets.
Right.
At that particular stage, you have no right to even... Look, do you know that, are you aware, AG didn't say this, but are you aware that some of the assets he has listed, people are contesting the ownership in court? Are you aware? Adenta High Court.
Of those...
Some of the properties, people are contesting the ownership at Adenta High Court.
I am not saying, let me come to you.
So, something you haven't... Allow me to conclude in a minute.
Yeah.
You see, so my take on the matter is this. We should fight graft. We should fight it expeditiously. But we should be mindful of the rights of individuals. Because today, it may be a person that you are trying or prosecuting. Tomorrow, it may be a victim from your side. And we have to be very fair and ensure that whatever we do, we go in accord with the laws and the Constitution. I have quoted to you
when Ejenim Boating Ejay was found by the OSP and Shraj, that at the time he was coming into office, his accounts held, I think, less than 3,000 or so. And then by the time he was caught by Manasseh's investigation, contracts for sale, the account was holding in excess of some is it 30 million or so? What did Akufo-Addo do? He dismissed him immediately. Why didn't he wait for the court to determine his case first?
No, hold on. So you see, as a president who wants to fight graft, you take the person out to go and clear his name.
But is that not prejudicial also?
No.
Is that not louder than
hold on. The purpose of it is for you to say that go and clear your name. But you cannot stay in office and clear your name. You see, that particular matter, I have the facts than you do. Because I was one of the first persons who saw the account details. And you know who shared it with me. By then I was in public office, so I can disclose this. It was one of my very good friends who just spoke to you this morning. I mean, he was one of the persons who saw it and shared it with me. And I looked at it. I had my own questions at that particular time. So you wouldn't know the details of what went on for him to be asked to step aside.
He was in office. But he set up a talent discovery company.
So that's what
then once he's in office,
you wouldn't know the details of what went on.
He's in office to ensure that our procurements have integrity.
Yes.
He's diverting the procurement to his company.
To his own company.
Conflict of interest. We are seeing all this, the same trend.
So you see, that's why I'm telling you one thing. Samson, you are a defense lawyer. You will take facts from your client and go to defend the case. The state has a story.
That's right.
And there's also a story of the defense.
Okay, so
it's on listening to the two.
So let me come to you. Let me come to you, Bobby Banson.